Ohai. Shchuchinsk, the city of regional submission, Burabeyski. Shchuchinskis. Center of the district of the Akmola region of Kazakhstan. It is located in northern Kazakhstan, on the Lake Pike, in 70 km to the southeast from the administrative center of area of the city of Kokshetau. The railway station, Kurort-Borovo, on the line Petropavlovsk-Nur-Sultan. In the territory of the city the enterprises of the railway and motor transport are located. Plants. Non-metallic construction materials, concrete goods, dairy plant, meat processing plant, garment factory and boiler and mechanical plant. The largest settlement of the Shchuchinsk-Borovsky resort area. In 1850 in 15 kilometers from Kotarkolskaya. Kotarkolskas. Village. It is founded in 1849. There was a settlement Shchuchinsky who became one of outposts of the Siberian Cossacks with the administrative center in Omsk. Cossacks and peasants after peasant reform of the middle of the 19th century were the first settlers of the village of Shchuchinsk. In the village there arrived also peasants immigrants from the Kharkiv province. Village of Starbelskaya. Administratively the settlement was at the village of Kotarkolskaya. In 1850 in the Shchuchinsky village the first houses were built. That where there lived an ataman, that where there was a church, conducting to a market became Atamanskaya Street. On October 21, 1868 the royal decree of His Imperial Majesty of the Russian Empire on foundation of the Akmola region is signed with the administrative center in Omsk. The Akmola region was formed as a part of the West Siberian Governorate General. The village of Shchuchinskaya is carried to the Kokshetau county of this area. The Cossacks living in the village made the 2nd 101st Cossack Regiment of Yermak Timofeev of the Siberian Linear Cossack Army. Cossacks bore linear boundary service, waged war with the Ottoman Empire. Near Chabachi Lakes in the 1880th, the 1890th were engaged in gold mining. During the civil war in the neighborhood of the city there took place fights. The Cossack village resisted the Red Army, however in the fall of 1919 she occupied the area and established the Soviet power. In the territory of the city there are several Massachusetts graves, and in the center a monument to the heroes who fell in civil war. At the time of arrival of the Soviet power about 1,300 people lived in the village. In 1925 to the village Pike stretched a branch line from Kokshetau. By this time the industry of the settlement consisted of a steam mill, a small brick zavodic and several trade artels. In 1929 the locomotive depot was constructed and put in operation. Those years it was a part of the Omsk Railroad which management completed depot with engines, machines, shops. By the end of the 1920th years the railroad was stretched towards the coal basin of Karagonda. For the device of railway embankments construction materials were required. So in 1929 near the station development of non-metallic fields began. The crushed stone plant was created. Later Shchuchinsky No. Works were conducted manually, and in the first year about 3,000 cubic meters of crushed stone were given. More intensively the industry, transport, culture and trade to the middle of the 1930th years developed. By this time in Shchuchinsk the network of cultural institutions and education grows and develops. In 1930 the normal school is opened. In 1934 from Stepniak the mining and metallurgical technical school is relocated. In 1935 in Shchuchinsk the carriage depot is put in operation. The Kurort-Borovoy station becomes the large railway junction. Locomotives go to the station at Mola. As well as in Olasar, Shchuchinsk actively joined in the Stakhanov movement. Drivers tried to drive trains quicker, increasing volumes of cargo transportation. Productivity of Premartel and the crushed stone plant grew. In 1936 the bakery began to work. In the late 30s on the basis of Artel, Drummer, the glass plant is created. It is closed in 2005. The network of trade enterprises spread. The population was served by the District Consumer Union, OSNOD-1 Ministry of Railways, Kastorg. On May 20, 1939 Shchuchinsk finds the status of the city. His population makes already 23,000 inhabitants. But soon it considerably increases at the expense of the deported Germans, Chechens, Ingishs. The city becomes multinational. During the Great Patriotic War over 12,000 people, data on the area, went to the front. With slightly more than a half returned. Many Shchuchinets were awarded with awards and medals. To 4 the rank of the Hero of the Soviet Union is given. 3 became full gentlemen of the Award of Glory. The industry of the city worked for ensuring military needs. Because of the shortage of engines, the movement of Tyazelovesnik was organized, and drivers' 2 locomotives carried threefold norm. The Shchuchinsky group of industrial enterprises. Furniture factory. Made wooden spoons, matches, barley coffee. In Borovsk forestry produced tar, pitch, turpentine. Shchuchinsky and Barmashinsky developed in Sanatoria Hospital, accepted thousands of fighters of the Red Army. In the years of war were evacuated here, and academicians worked with a world name N.F. Gamily, G.M. Krishanovsky, 5.1. Bernatsky, N.D. Zelinsky and many others. Post-war years were marked by noticeable progress of industry and agriculture. Only from the beginning of development of virgin lands they begin to grow. For short term more than 110 hectares of the earth amassed, 13 state farms, 2 are created. Average annual delivery of grain increased by 5.3 times up to 9,000 tons. The poultry farm is created. On the basis of State Farm of Oakshets, the greenhouse facility providing with potatoes and vegetables, the population of all area is organized. Development of the virgin soil offered prospects for development of livestock production. The quantity of cattle, pigs, poultry increased. In the 1950th years there began to work the large industrial enterprises, such as Kazakhstan, the plant of non-metallic construction materials, the concrete goods plant, Shchuchinsk Trust. Transport, construction, communication develops, subjects to household service appear. Shchuchinsk is referred by the decree of Presidium of the Supreme Council of the Kazakhstan of July 30, 1957 to category of the cities of regional submission. The Kokatav region. Since December 26, 1960 Shchuchinsk is a part of the Virgin Lands region which center is a city of Akmolinsk. Nowadays, Nur-Sultan. With abolition of the Virgin Lands region in 1965, Shchuchinsk turns back into submission of the Kokatav region. From 1957 to 2002 in Shchuchinsk Kaznilk, the Kazakh Research Institute of Forestry functioned. In 1970-1980 growth of industrial production went, generally due to input of the new enterprises. The meat processing plant, furniture and sewing factories, production objects of rearms, agronomish are put into operation. Engines are succeeded by locomotives, and since 1983 on the site Salinograd, Kokatav the movement of the first electric trains opened. On June 1, 1979 in Shchuchinsk the Children's Railroad which existed nearly 2 decades was open. The real locomotive of 204 presented to the Kokatav Dud was served by boys and girls, future railroad workers. The railroad was constructed by forces of Komsomol members of the city in only 2 months. In the late 90s Shchuchinsk Dud stopped the existence. In the summer of 2017 in the territory of the former Dud the golf club was open. In the 1990s there was a considerable recession of economy. Hundreds of families left the city, moving to Russia, Germany, Israel. On May 2, 1997 the city of Shchuchinsk was referred by the decree of the President of Kazakhstan to category of the cities of regional value. On May 3, 1997 the Kokatav region was abolished by the decree of the President of Kazakhstan, and the city was territorially transferred to structure of the North Kazakhstan area. On April 8, 1999 Shchuchinsk was a part of the Akmola region. The 21st century began for the city quite productively. Significant growth in economy, especially in the sphere of travel business is noted. Again as before earned country farms of the area agricultural firm. Shchuchinsk became the first city of Kazakhstan to which from the capital the high-speed line Nur-Sultan Shchuchinsk, meeting all requirements of the international standards, was laid. It is the most large-scale and expensive project in the history of the Republic. The cost of construction of 1 km of the route averaged $3.7 million. At the same time city roads remain in extremely deplorable state. In the city 3 political newspapers are issued. Beam. Circulation of 5,100 copies. The Stable newspaper. Circulation of 4,200 copies. In Russian and Barabai. Circulation of 1,550 copies. In Kazakh. Since 2005 the local cable television works. Religion. Catholicism in the territory of the city of Shchuchinsk administratively belongs to the Kokshetadin's office of the Archdiocese of Blessed Virgin of Maria. Educational institutions. KU, National University of Defense, from 2002 to 2014 was in Shchuchinsk. KU, Military School of the Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Kazakhstan of Shchuchinsk. Velikanav. Ekskipiak Teacher Training College, City of Shchuchinsk. Ekskipiak College of Ecology and Forestry. Ekskipiak, the highest technical college, City of Shchuchinsk. Dieti. Akmodu, Keys. Date of the address: January 12, 2021. In the city 5 comprehensive schools, 3 schools gymnasiums, 2 schools lyceums and 1 boarding school of the general type. In Shchuchinsk there are 14 bus routes. Fare in the city bus is 80 tenges, fare along route C11, 26, 200 tenges. The first health resort on the Pike Lake appeared near Barmashino in 1927. Today in the territory of the Shchuchinsko-Borovsky resort area a large number of sanatoria, dispensaries, holiday houses, sports camps is located. Tens of thousands of people from different corners of Kazakhstan, the CIS countries and foreign countries come here to have a rest and restore the health. Local climatic conditions favor to treatment of diseases of respiratory organs, digestive tract, a cardiovascular system and the musculoskeletal device. The number of sunny days in a year here, on average not less than in the Crimea. Tourists are attracted by abundance of clean lakes, beautiful mountains, clean resort air and also humus, therapeutic muds and mineral sources. 2 services of vacationers, clean beaches, a hire of boats and catamarans, various tourist routes. Popular excursions of travel agencies. Pine forest, a pearl of Kazakhstan, pine forest, a health smithy, a green Sinagoria necklace. The leading centers of improvement and rest on the Lake Pike. Light Sanatorium. Sanatorium Dispensary, Green Pine Forest. Sanatorium Shchuchinsky. Sanatorium Almaz. Samel Hotel. Jumbaktis Boarding House. Koksheta Park Hotel. Ixos Borovo Hotel. In the 1960th years in the territory of the resort area the State National Park of Barabay in which purpose entered to show a variety of fauna of the region and to prove need of her protection. And protection was created. On its base the Museum of the Nature with a small zoo corner. Deer, roes, hares, squirrels. Containing 4 halls was open. Field and steppe fauna, veg, meadow and marsh birds, large wild animals, samples of vegetation and minerals and also survey model of Lesokniki economy. In the city the arboretum with a huge number of plants of different climatic zones is located, many of which are included in the red list. On the Mount Kamenuka the National Center of Skiing is located. The complex includes the skiing run, the biathlon route, ski jumps, ski roller route. In 2021 the International Biathlon Union planned for 2023 carrying out the National Center of Skiing in Shchuchinsk of one of World Cup stages among juniors on biathlon. Known to the Shchuchena. Boris Nikolov. 1924-2007. Is the Soviet and Russian artist, the participant of war, is awarded the Order Patriotic War of the 2 degree and 11 medals. I was a member of the Union of Artists of the USSR and the board member of the Omsk organization of the Union of Artists of Rusvers. I was born and up to 5 years I lived in Shchuchinsk. Hayat Morozov. Hero of the Soviet Union. 1924–1952. Since 1931 lived in Shchuchinsk. The commander of a tank company of 53 Armored Brigade of Guard Lieutenant Morozov successfully forced the Naz rivers Cher and Telta the channel. In fight in Golsen, Germany. Personally destroyed 2 tools, a heavy tank and 270 fascists. In street fight in Berlin among the first I arrived to his center. The name of P. 1. Morozov is carried by high school no. 3. Boris Klimichev, 1930–2013, is a poet and a prose writer. A member of the Tomsk office of the Union of Journalists from the date of his basis, the member of the Writers' Union since 1977. It was published in the All-Union Almanac Poesia, the magazines Ogoniak, Unists Mena. I published several collections of own verses and stories. Honorable citizen of Tomsk. From 14 years I lived in Shchuchinsk where, according to the writer, there was his creativity. Alexander of Oddfellows, 1938–2005. The Russian literary critic. The specialist in Chekhov. And the writer. In 2001 it was nominated for the Booker Prize. I was born and grew up in Shchuchinsk. In the novel, The Haze on Old Steps Lays Down, for which in 2011 to Chudakov the award, Russian Booker Decades, was posthumously awarded, the city of 40th or 50th is described under the name of Shchuchinsk. Alexander Veritelny Paez. River of 1947. The cross-country skiing coach who brought up the Polish Olympic champion Justyna Kowalczyk. I started the trainer's career in Shchuchinsk. Sometime I lived in Shchuchinsk. Sergei Dorogov. River of 1959. The Russian stage and film actor. I was born and sometime I lived in Shchuchinsk. I acted in TV series. Ambulance Cadetstvo, The March Turkish, Father's Daughters, The Sketch Show, 6 Frames. And feature films. Love Carrots, A New Year's Tariff. Sergei Odintsov. River of 1959. The Doctor of Physical and Mathematical Sciences, Professor Tomsk Gichu, a foreign dake of the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters. As the invited professor I taught at the universities of the different countries. Spain, Norway, Japan, Colombia, Mexico, USA, etc. Author more than 400 scientific works on the theory of gravitation, mathematical physics and cosmology. I was born and grew up in Shchuchinsk. Gospel Kasimov. River of 1960. The Kazakhstan artist, the member of the Union of Artists of the Republic of Kazakhstan, the honored worker of arts of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Master of easel painting. I was born in Shchuchinsk. Vladimir Smirnov. River of 1964. The athlete skier, the Olympic champion, the member of Executive Committee of the International Olympic Committee, the honored Master of Sports of the USSR. 1988. The 4-time world champion, the repeated silver and bronze prize winner of the Olympic Games, the repeated champion of the USSR on cross-country skiing. I was born and grew up in Shchuchinsk. Svetlana Kapanina. River of 1968. The Russian woman pilot, the Dick of national team of Russia on aerobatics. The all-around champion of the world on aerobatics. 1996, 1998, 2001, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2011. Pilot instructor of the first class. Honored Master of Sports of Russia. Honored Trainer of Russia. I was born and grew up in Shchuchinsk. Andrei Kondrashov. River of 1973. The Russian TV reporter, the political analyst, the correspondent of Vesti of VRK. Member of Presidium of the International Academy of National Diplomacy. I worked in hotspots. In Ashisha, North Ossetia, Chechnya, Afghanistan. Sometime I lived and I worked in Shchuchinsk. Maxim Yaritsa. River of 1973. The actor, the showman, the participant of Team of Key and Ural Polmeny. I was born in Shchuchinsk. Ilya Matovalov. River of 1976. The showman, the participant of the telecast, notice, the participant of Team of Key and Children of the Lieutenant Schmidt, the permanent participant of comic and entertainment programs on television. I lived in Shchuchinsk more than 11 years. I left school gymnasium no. 1 and Shchuchinsky Teacher Training College. Nikolay Chibotko. 1982-2021. Is the Kazakhstan skier, the honored master of sports, the bronze prize winner of the World Cup in cross-country skiing of 2013, the winner of the World Cup stage in cross-country skiing in 2012, the participant of 4 Olympic Games. I was born and lived in Shchuchinsk. Evgeny Koshevo. River of 1984. The Kazakhstan skier, the champion of the World Winter Universiade of 2005, the participant of 3 World Cups, 2 Olympic Games. I was born and lives in Shchuchinsk. Evgeny Velichko. River of 1987. The Kazakhstan skier, the silver prize winner of the World Winter Universiade of 2015, the participant of 4 World Cups, 2 Olympic Games. I was born and lives in Shchuchinsk. Alina Raykova. River of 1991. The Kazakhstan biathlonist, the champion of the World Winter Universiade of 2015 and the World Winter Universiade of 2017, the participant of 4 World Cups, Olympic Games of 2014. I was born and lives in Shchuchinsk. Vadim Kozakov. River of 1996. The Kazakhstan boxer, the silver prize winner of Summer Youth Olympic Games of 2014. I was born and lives in Shchuchinsk. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.